Hello, my dear students. Good afternoon. Today we are discussing the important question answer from the Our Environment chapter. So, in the last class, already we have discussed the some important questions from this chapter. So, today we are going to continue this. Okay. I hope all are ready to listen the class. Yes. The first question is, what is ozone and how does it affect the ecosystem? Okay. So, the first question is, what is ozone and how does it affect the ecosystem? Please note down the question here. Ozone at the higher levels of the atmosphere is product of UV radiation act on the oxygen molecules. When the UV radiations fall on the oxygen molecules, that the O2 molecule, the oxygen molecules split into oxygen, free oxygen atoms. So that is the O. O atoms are formed, and these atoms again they combine with the oxygen in that atmosphere and forms the ozone. Here you can see the reaction, that is O2 oxygen, that is split in the presence of into oxygen atoms O, and this O3 is formed by combining these O atoms with the oxygen molecule. So that forms the ozone. O3 is the formula of the ozone, and the ozone shields the surface of the earth from the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. So that ozone that prevent the earth from the ultraviolet radiation which is releasing from the sun. The radiation is highly damaging to the organisms. For example, it is known to cause the skin cancer in humans. So that is the answer. Next question. What will happen if we kill all the organisms in one trophic level? What will happen if we kill the organisms in one trophic level? Please note down this question. We are going to discuss the answer after 2 minutes. Okay. Yes. What will happen if we kill all the organisms in one trophic level? So let us take the food chain here. Grass, then rabbit, then tiger. So this is one food chain, right? Here, what will happen if we kill the organisms in one trophic level? So each step in this food chain, that is called as a trophic level, and so if we kill any the organisms present in one trophic level, if we kill the organisms present in the one trophic level, so just imagine this is the rabbit which is present in the second trophic level. So we are going to kill these all the rabbits in this environment. So then what happens? The grass number, so that may increases. So the grass they increase their number. So right, and the tigers they will die in the absence of rabbits. So there is a environmental imbalance happens, right? So there is a chance of environmental imbalance. So that is the effect of killing the organism present in one trophic level. Yes, so this is the answer. If we kill all organisms in one trophic level, the population size of the organisms in the lower level increases uncontrollably, and number of organisms in the higher trophic level decreases due to the non-availability of the food. So in that tiger that is at the higher trophic level, the number will decreases due to the non-availability of the food. The number of grasses that increases, which is in the lower trophic level, that is increases, right? So that is the answer for this question. Please note down this question. Next question. What is the biological magnification? Will the levels of this magnification be different at different levels of the ecosystem? Please make the note of this question. What is biological magnification? This is one mark question. So this can be asked as a one mark question. What is biological magnification? Okay. Will the levels of this magnification be different at the different levels of the ecosystem? Yes. Here, some harmful chemicals enter our bodies through the food chain. The reason is used to several pesticides and the chemicals so that are used to protect the crops. So these chemicals, so they enter through the food chain. So when through the aquatic plants, animals, after that they reach the human beings or the organisms which are present in the higher trophic level. So this phenomenon is known as a biological magnification. It is the complete explanation how the biological magnification occur. Okay. This level of magnification be different at different levels of ecosystem. So it is not same. So if you take the food chain, so in the aquatic organisms, the biological magnification is less. The presence of the chemicals in their body is less. So when they are eaten by the human beings, the chemicals that are more in the human bodies. Okay, so the chemicals so that increases its uh, uh, weight, or it increases in the next level, so that is called as a biological magnification. So we can say that so it is different at the different trophic levels. Okay. For example, spraying DDT will remain for a long time in the environment. So that is the answer. Next question. What are the problems caused by the non-biodegradable waste we generate? So some waste what we generate, that is the non-biodegradable. For example, plastic waste. So that is the non-biodegradable. There is no bacteria or fungi. They are able to break down this plastic. So what are the problems may caused by this non-biodegradable waste we generate? Okay. Here, what we can say, death of cattle by the ingestion of plastic bags. So the some organisms, they are affected by the these non biodegradable waste, and the quality of soil is adversely affected. So when this non biodegradable, okay, non biodegradable substances, they decrease the soil quality, and the biomagnification of harmful chemicals like DDT in birds disturb their calcium metabolism, and non-biodegradable waste cause the pollution of soil and water. So they may cause the diseases in organisms, and the pollution like soil pollution, water pollution, etc. Okay, so that is the answer. Please note down this. Yes, this is the answer. What are the effects of non-biodegradable substances on environment? Yes, next question. If all the waste we generate is biodegradable, will this have no impact on the environment? If all the waste we generate that is biodegradable, there is no non-biodegradable substances are there, will this have no impact on the environment? Please note down this question. Here, if all the waste we generate is biodegradable, there is an imbalance in nature, there is an environmental imbalance, because with the increase of waste, there is a decrease in the number of decomposers. So the decomposers numbers will be less, these waste spread everywhere, and microbes are more, which cause many diseases to us. So there may be an increase in the microbes, and they may cause the diseases to the human beings as well as some other organisms. So that is the effect of the when there is a more biodegradable substances. So there is no non-biodegradable substances are there. So that is the effect on environment. Next question. Why is damage to the ozone layer cause a concern? What steps are being taken to limit this damage? Here, why is the damage to ozone layer cause the concern? So what is the reason behind this? Why ozone layer should be protected? What steps are being taken to limit this damage? So what we can do limit this damage? Yes, here. Damage to the ozone layer cause so many problems at the higher level of the atmosphere. So that is essential. So that performs the essential function. It shields the surface of the earth from the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. So that protect the earth's atmosphere. If ozone layer is damaged, uh, it may cause the diseases in the skin cancer like diseases in the human beings, and it also affect the plants. So because of this reason, ozone layer is very important, which protect the protect it from the UV radiation, protect all the organisms from the UV radiation which is released by the sun. So what are the measures we should take here? We should minimize the use of vehicles. We should not encourage the burning of fossil fuels. And it is mandatory to manufacturing companies to make the CFC free refrigerators. The refrigerators, they should free from the CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbon. So it is mandatory to make the CFC free refrigerators. So it should not release the chlorofluorocarbon throughout the world. So these are the some measures which helps to protect the ozone layer. So, next question. Use of CFCs in refrigerant units strictly prohibited. Why? So this chlorofluorocarbon, CFCs means chlorofluorocarbons, chlorofluorocarbon, chlorofluorocarbon. So this chlorofluorocarbon that may cause the damage to the ozone layer. Ozone layer. Hence, it may cause the damage to the ozone layer. Hence, so this use of CFCs in refrigerant units is strictly prohibited. Okay, so that is the reason. Next question. In an aquatic ecosystem, the organisms such as fishes, birds, insect larvae, and diatoms are found. Construct the food chain using these organisms. If 10 calories of energy is available to the tertiary consumers in this food chain, what amount of energy was produced in the first trophic level? Okay, so here the organisms are given here: fishes, birds, insect larvae, and the diatoms are found here. So you have to construct the food chain. So using the organisms. So here the 10 calories of energy is available to the tertiary consumers. Okay. So let us write the food chain. Here diatoms are the producers. Diatoms are the producers. And these diatoms, so they are consumed by insect larvae, insect larvae, then fishes, fishes and birds. Okay, so this is the food chain. Here, construct the food chain. So this is the food chain. And if 10 calories are energy, 10 calories of energy is available to the tertiary consumers. Here tertiary consumers means insect larvae, that is the primary consumer, fishes, so they are the secondary consumer, and birds here they are the tertiary consumers, right? So tertiary consumers they get the 10 calories, 10 calories of energy. So what is the amount of energy produced in the first trophic level? So first trophic level means diatoms, they are at the first trophic level. First trophic level, insect larvae that is at the second trophic level, and the fishes, so that is at the third trophic level. Okay, so here fishes, so fishes get only here 10% of energy is transferred to the next bird, so that is 10 calories. So what is 100% here? So 100 calories. So 10% of 100 calorie, that is the 10 calorie. Okay, so again 10% law you have to apply here. 100 calories are present at the fishes, here 1000 calories. So 10% of the 1000 calorie, that is the 100 calorie that is transferred to the fishes. Then only 10% of the 10,000 So 10,000 calorie that is transferred to the insect larvae, that is 1000 calories. 10% of 10,000, that is the 1000 calories. So here the amount of energy produced in the first trophic level, that is the 10,000 calorie. So that is the answer for this question. Okay. Next question. It is not eco-friendly to throw the non-biodegradable waste in the environment. Justify. So if you throw the non-biodegradable waste, for example, plastics. So if you throw in the environment, so that is not eco-friendly, because which is not degradable by the organisms. If you throw the biodegradable substances, after some time it is not seen in that place, because it is mixed with the soil with the help of the bacteria and the some fungi. But here what happens, waste in the environment, that is the that remains in that place only, it may cause the some pollution and the soil pollution and also some diseases to the organisms. Next question. What is ecosystem? What are its components? Please note down the question. This is the 2-mark question. What is ecosystem? What are its components? Here, all the organisms such as plants, animals, microorganisms, human beings, as well as some physical surroundings interact with each other and maintain the balance in nature. So this all interacting organisms in the area together constitute the environment, so form an ecosystem. So in that ecosystem there is a mutual so there is a interaction between the living and the non-living organisms, like non-living constituents of the environment that constitute the ecosystem. So in the ecosystem, mainly what are the components? Biotic components and the abiotic components. Biotic components like organisms, microorganisms, etc. But abiotic components, so the temperature, rainfall, soil, minerals. So these are the abiotic components present in the atmosphere, present in the ecosystem. Okay, so these are the biotic component and the abiotic components present in the ecosystem. So ecosystem is the surrounding which interact with each other, maintain the balance in the nature. So that is the ecosystem. Next question. What is food web? Give example. So we know about the food chain. Then what is food web? So you have to give the example for the food web. Okay. Here, the interconnected food chains, it is called as a food web. For example, so one organism that is eaten by the one or more organisms. So that constitute the food web. For example, grass. Okay. Grass which is consumed by the rabbit. So in the particular ecosystem, rabbit. Then it is consumed by the tiger. And the grass which is consumed by the deer also. And it is also consumed by the tiger. Then here this deer again consumed by the lion. So like this rabbit, so it is also consumed by the lion. So there is a one organism which is consumed by the one or more organism. So that constitute the food web. Okay, so there is no simple food chain will be there. So there is an interconnected food chain. In a simple word, what we can say, the interconnected food chain, that is called as a food web. Okay, give an example for this food web. Yes, this is the example for the food web. Here, grasses, they are the producers. It is also consumed by the grasshopper, and grasshopper that is consumed by the frog as well as bird, and the bird that is sometimes that is consumed by the snake, and frog that is also consumed by the snake. So here there you can see the interconnected food chain. Then the grass that is also eaten by the rabbit, and rabbit that is also consumed by the fox and the hawk. So that is the that you can see the food chain, but that is interconnected. Here you can see one organism that is eaten by the more than one organism, right? So that is the that constitute the food chain. Interconnected food chain constitute the food web. Sorry, that is the food web. Okay, so one of the important question. Next question. What is the difference between the food chain and the food web? What is the difference between the food chain and the food web? So, food chain means where there is a single chain of organisms are present, but food web means there is a interconnected series, right? So, you can see the interconnected food chain, that is the food web. In the food chain, the organism, it may be a producer or it may be a primary consumer, that is consumed by the only one organism, right? For example, grass that is consumed by the grasshopper. So that is called as a food chain. But in case of the food web, the organisms that is consumed by more than one organism. For example, grass that is consumed by rabbit and also by grasshopper and also by deer. So like this, the web is constituted. So you can write the definition and you can give the example for this question. Okay. Next question. Why is the maximum concentration of pesticides found in human beings? So why is the maximum concentration of pesticides found in the human beings? So what is the reason behind this? Please note down the question. Here, the human beings, the pesticides are not biodegradable. They get accumulated progressively at each trophic level, and as a human beings occupy the topmost level of the food chain. So their concentration becomes maximum in our bodies. The human beings, they occupy the topmost level in the food chain. Their concentration becomes maximum in our bodies. So for this reason, okay. I hope you got the point, because human beings are at the topmost trophic level. So you know that the chemical constituents, they increases when the trophic level increase, right? So that is the reason. Please note down the answer. Next question. Why is the lake considered to be a natural ecosystem? Yes, lake is the natural ecosystem, and you can call garden as a artificial ecosystem. Why? What is the reason why lake is considered to be a natural ecosystem? Yes. Lake is an ecosystem where living organisms grow, reproduce, and interact among each other, as well as with the abiotic components and carry out the other activities in nature by themselves without any human interference. So, there is no human interference, so therefore, it is referred as a natural ecosystem. So, for this reason, the lake is considered as a natural ecosystem. Next question. Please read the question. In the following food chain, plants provide 500 joule of energy to the rats. Okay. So here 500 joule energy to the rats. How much energy will be available for hawks and the snakes? How much energy is available for the hawks and the snakes? Here, just read the question. Okay. In this following food chain, plants provide 500 joule energy. So that is the 10% of their energy, 500 joule energy to the rats. 500 joule energy. Okay. Then how much energy is available to hawks from snakes? Then snakes really received only 50 joules. Snakes receives only 50 joules. Then hawks, they receives 5 joules, right? Hawks, they receive 5 joules of energy. So here, in an ecosystem, only 10% of energy is transferred from one trophic level to the next. That is percent law. So 10% law, you know that. So here plants, they have the 5000 joule. Okay. So only 10% is transfer, means that is the 500 joule, and only 50 joule means that is that is the 10% of 500. Then snakes, to the hawks only 5 joules of energy is transferred. Only 10% energy transfer from the one trophic level to the next trophic level. Okay. So that is the 10% law. Next question. In the following food chain, 100 joule energy is available for the lion. 100 joule energy is available for the lion. How much energy was available to the producer? So what you have to find out here? So 100 joule of energy is available for the lion. Okay. Then how much energy was available to the producers? So deer, that is having the 1000 joule, because 10% of the this will transfer to the next level. So these, they are having the 1000 joule. Plants, they are having the 10,000. 10,000 joule is transferred to the next trophic level, that is the 1000 joule. Next is the 100 joule. Okay, so that is the answer. Please note down the question. Yes, this is the answer. As per the 10% law in the ecosystem, only 10% is received by the next trophic level. Here plants, they are having the 10,000 joules. So only 10% means 1000 joule is transferred to the deer. Next lion, that is 100 joule is transferred. So that is the answer. Next question. Why do producers always occupy the first trophic level in the every food chain? Why do the producers always occupy the first trophic level in the every food chain? Because producers, they capture the sunlight and they get the simple substances from the environment and they prepare their own food. They are not depending on other organisms, but other organisms directly or indirectly depending on the producers. So the producers, they occupy the first trophic level in every food chain. That is the reason. Please note down the answer. Producers are the green plants that can manufacture food using the carbon dioxide, water in the presence of the sunlight. They are autotrophs. They serve as source of food for all non-producers or the consumers directly or indirectly. Hence, producers occupy the first trophic level in a food chain. That is the answer. Please note down the question. Next one. Which of the following are always second trophic level of the food chain? Here, the first trophic level, that is occupied by the producers. Okay, producers means that green plants. Producers means plants. Okay. So the organisms which depend on these producers directly, they are called as, for example, deer, rabbit. So these grasshopper, these all are directly depend on these plants. So they are called as herbivores. They are called as herbivores because these herbivores, so always they are at the second trophic level because they are directly depending on the producers. So that is the reason. Please note down the answer. Herbivores always occupy the second trophic level of the food chain. That is the answer. The following organisms form a food chain. Which of these will have the highest concentration of non-biodegradable chemicals? Name the phenomenon associated with this. Okay. Here, insects, hawk, grass, snake and frog. Okay. So, grass, here, insect, that may be grasshopper, and frog, snake and the hawk. Okay. Here, which one is having the highest concentration of non-biodegradable chemical? That is at the hawk, which is at the last tropical level. So that organisms having the more chemicals. So that is called, this phenomenon is called as a biological magnification. Okay, so that is the answer. Next question. Among the following organisms of the following food chain, hawk is being consumer at the present at the topmost trophic level. Hence, will have the highest concentration of the non-biodegradable chemicals due to the phenomenon known as a biomagnification. So that is the answer. Next question. List two examples of natural ecosystem. List two examples for natural ecosystem. Here, the two examples of natural ecosystems are forest ecosystem and the river ecosystem. So that is the answer for this question. Please note down this question. List two examples of natural ecosystem. Here, the two examples of natural ecosystems are forest ecosystem and the river ecosystem. Okay. Yes, yes, students, I will end the class here. So in the next class, we are going to discuss the some other questions. Yes, thank you. We'll meet in the next session.